Hey, what's up guys? Captain Zach here. Well, it is early September and Mary and I are out here for just a quick combo session. So we're gonna spend a couple hours doing some bottom fishing at anchor, and then we're gonna switch it over and try some crabbing. So we've got the crab rings on board. So we're gonna see if we can find any fresh dungies. We're a couple hours before the high tide right now. So we're at anchor and our plan is to kind of fish the next few hours, fish through that high tide and see if we can trigger any bites. We're looking for halibut, but we tend to get some bycatch at this spot as well. So I wouldn't be surprised if we found a cod or a rockfish or something like that. We've got octopus here. So you never know what the seal serve up at this spot. There can tend to be a little bit of current here as well. So if the current's ripping, we might even test out some spoons to see if we can get them fluttering in the current. Otherwise, we'll probably just be bouncing some fire eye glow jigs, see if we can find a halibut or two. And if that's not working for us, we'll switch over and see if the Dungeness crab will cooperate. So no matter what, I guarantee you Alaska will serve up something cool. Oh, nice.
Yeah.
How'd you drag? Okay, well Mary's down and tight. Maybe a big sculpin or a rockfish that wanted to eat that whole herring. Yeah, Mary's bait was pretty intense. Gigantic herring and a huge piece of squid on the 24-ounce jig. For the record, Mary chose not to use an electric reel. I've got another electric reel right there, and she said, nope, want the spinning gear.
There it is.
Sweet, there's some color.
Oh no.
Well. They can't all be trophy halibut.
Oh man.
That's a pretty aggressive bait that rockfish was pecking at. Oh, there you go. First fish of the day. Nice little dusky. Sweet. Mary is putting on a rockfish clinic here.
I thought is that what it is? My 7-ounce.
Hey, there you go. Mary's on a roll. Another nice little dusky rockfish. Okay, I'm getting out the 2 chicken slayer rig, the 1-ounce fire eye glow jigs, all loaded up with some herring and some squid, and that 2 pounds of lead. That'll get right down to the bottom. There's a real heavy current mid-water column, so you get it to the bottom, it's ripping one way, and then you slowly work it back. So as it turns out, that spoon wasn't doing as much dancing on the bottom as I would have liked, because you end up working it back to almost vertical. So I think this is gonna really do the trick. I also think there's a big school of rockfish down there, so it wouldn't surprise me if we see another dusky or two before we get into the halibut. Okay, fish on. Well, that didn't take long. It could be a halibut. Getting some head shakes there. Taking a little drag, that's a good sign. Awesome. Well, no joke, that rig was on the ground for probably about 20 seconds. So as expected, that brought us some action. Just taking this one nice and easy. Anytime I'm fishing with those 1-ounce jigs, they've got really strong saltwater hooks, but you never want to push those too far to the max. So if that fish needs a run, we'll let him run. I think we're heading for a small halibut here. Okay, some pretty heavy head shakes there right at the end. 20 feet. Okay, it is a halie.
Right.
It's a little chicken. Okay. Awesome. Nice little halibut with that fire eye glow jig right in the corner of his mouth. I think we'll send him back. Okay, we'll send that right back down. Yep. Hey, fish on. Oh, he popped off. Oh, he popped right off. There was definitely a fish on. Let's see if he'll come back. Right back on. Oh.
Right back off.
Right back off. We're playing a cat and mouse game here. And the second I get it down there, I get a bite. Just need to bury the hook this time. Here we go. Okay. Fish on. Not getting the head thumps that the halibut was giving me before. Wonder if this is another rockfish. Well, it was a nothing burger. It was 2 pounds of weight. Hey, fish on. Some very small thumpage here. My guess is a rockfish. Oh, a Pacific cod. There you go. It's not a fishing trip until you catch a Pacific cod. Kind of weird. I'm getting a bite or like a fish every split second. I get it near the bottom. It doesn't seem like it's good halibut opportunity if I'm always getting nibbled. Yep, another rockfish. Oh, that's a pretty decent sized dusky. You got one? Nice.
It's time.
Oh, another rockfish or something. Yeah, we are in a flurry of small ones right now. That can all change in a split second. Oh, now I'm getting a bite. Okay. Now I'm down and tight as well. I think it's still on there. Well, we're both pulling up small ones. I might be ready to switch over to that 24-ouncer with a big chunk of cod pretty soon. Something that only a big halibut will bite. Yep, another rockfish. Must be on a big school of duskies down there. Cheers here. Oh no! Wow. Oh, Mary's got a special fish here, a Yelloweye, and she said she wants to throw it back. You are allowed to keep one per person, but we're gonna send this one back. Okay, we'll send this guy back on the deep water release.
Bye, buddy. There he goes. Good, thank you.
Back to the deep.
Thank you.
Mary said that that's too pretty.
It's too old.
I will say those are pretty, but they are also delicious.
No.
They are very good table fare. But we'll let this one swim and get a little bit bigger. Man, I'm getting immediate bites. Okay, I think I've got a fish on. There was definitely one on there to begin with. Might have popped off, so 50-50 chance. Okay, another rockfish. Okay, perfect. Another dusky rockfish. That's my limited duskies. You're allowed 3 per person. So I'm gonna switch over to a much bigger jig with a huge chunk of cod, that fresh cod we just caught. See if we can trigger a bigger bite. Okay, nothing fancy here. 24-ounce fire-eye glow jig and a big chunk of fresh cod. So that cod we just caught got a nice big strip of cod fillet, basically. Heading down to the bottom, looking for a halibut. Oh, well, that bigger halibut bite never came, unfortunately, but that was still, for a relatively quick session, still a good bit of action there. So we picked up a nice little mixed bag. I got that 1 halibut that we released, and then 5 duskies, a cod, and then that yelloweye that we released as well. So that's a cool little mix of fish for, for about 1.5 hours, 2 hours of fishing. And now we're gonna just transition over and see if we can get any action on the dungies. So we're gonna get the crab rings out, we'll bait those up and see if any crabs will cooperate. I've got these crab rings loaded up with a total buffet. So I've got some chicken legs, that's fresh cod, the one we just caught earlier, that Pacific cod, some herring, and then there's also some squid on there. So it's a total buffet. Whatever they're in the mood for, they should find it here. We've got a little female, she's heading back, and a sole. Man, it ate that bait up though. Wow. Check that out. Ripped off the chicken and the herring. Ooh, that's a hefty load. That's the closest to being a keeper. No. Nope, that one's short, so all these are short.
That one might be a bigger one.
Well.
No, maybe not.
Yeah, he's close. How close?
No, not close enough.
Not quite. Oh, too bad. Another short one.
Look at all these little soles.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Yeah, hold on.
Essentially, okay, there's another hefty take of small ones, a bunch of shorts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Wow, 9. I mean, the number of crab I'm catching is amazing, just the wrong size. Oh, this feels light. Okay, one more little one and a sole. I didn't see one keeper in there or anything even real close. Okay, this feels good. Oh, well, bunch of sole and a sculpin. That is not our target species. I should be keeping those for halibut bait. Okay, well, I'm getting ready to do the first pull at the next spot. So I just set them down in a spot that I think has a little bit less current. So I'm hoping there's less current and I'm hoping there's more keepers. So those are the 2 things that need to be true for this to be successful. Does not feel that heavy. Okay, well, more of the same. 2 more little ones.
Wow.
This also does not feel too heavy. Okay, nope, one little sole. Okay, one sole. There might be something small here. Let's see. Okay, well, yeah, there's a few. Okay, well, 3 more. Sweet. All little ones, real little ones. Look how small that one is. That is a tiny Dungeness crab. I'm sure it would still hurt to get pinched by that tiny Dungeness crab. We'll send them back. Okay, one more small one. That's a female. Okay, here's my last set of the day. So I'm at my 3rd spot and I already set them, so I'm about ready to pull up the rings. Hopefully we can find some keepers. Yeah, with the abundance of just tiny little ones, I've just been moving around from spot to spot, all within the same general area, but different micro spots, just trying to find a little pocket of some keepers. Being as careful as I can to get a straight up pull. You don't want to pull them sideways, so I'm trying to hover over vertical. And then pull up with a lot of force and then keep that tension. There we go, the whole way up. Okay, well, how about that? Exactly what we left at the last spot. Some tiny little crabs. Man, that is a small Dungeness crab. Yeah, that bait's gone. I mean, they are picking this bait clean. Ugh. Well, more tiny crabs and a bunch of sole. It's been sort of the story of the day. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 crabs and a bunch of little sole. Nope, not too heavy. I do feel a little extra weight. Okay. Well, three more crabs, and that bait is just decimated. I mean, there must be tons of crabs down there just chomping on that bait. Well, there's no shortage of crabs here. We just can't seem to find any keepers. Okay, a sculpin and 2 more crabs. Okay. Okay, 1 little sole. Okay, last pool. Well, 3 more crabs. I don't think any of those are keepers, but we'll take a look. Just short. Oh, well, that's a female. It was close, but now that I see it's a female, it's definitely going back. Well, no luck on that last pool. There were no keepers there, but more of those little ones. So I think that's a good sign for either a couple months from now or definitely by next season. We've got a lot of small dungies that are going to grow up to be big dungies. So that was still a really cool crabbing session. And then there was also a bunch of those sole and some sculpin as well. So it's always kind of neat to see what comes up in those crab rings. And all in all, this was just a beautiful day. I mean, the weather was perfect, kind of bright sun, totally flat, calm, just really pleasant. We had that mixed bag on the bottom fishing earlier today, including that Yelloweye. It's always really awesome to see a Yelloweye, so that was really neat. And then a bunch of action on the rockfish, so we'll have some fresh rockfish tacos for the week, which is always really cool. And then of course just that Nonstop action on the crabs. It would have been cool if they were a little bigger, but still really fun to see what was coming up. And like I said, those things will get bigger for the next time we come here. So as always, thank you so much everyone for tuning in. I really appreciate it, and tight lines for now.